Hi there, my name is Belinda Dovston and welcome to the I Ching Cafe and our weekly overview for the week commencing the 17th of August 2020. In our weekly overviews, we look at how we can really focus on the flows of change that are moving through our lives, through our businesses, and how we can maximize the opportunity to accelerate our growth, bearing in mind the flows we are in. So let's have a recap to last week. We had Hexagram 40 Deliverance, which was all about arriving in a safe harbor after a dark night out at sea and reaching a place of recuperation, of overcoming something and being delivered into a better place than we've been in recent past. So for you, what was the deliverance you experienced last week? That opportunity just to recuperate after having overcome something really significant and challenging in your life and in your business. So let's get to this week's overview. We have lots of changing lines, we have lots of action, so stick with me as we get stuck into the week ahead. We start with our first hexagram or flow of change is hexagram 46, pushing upward. And we have had this wonderful hexagram recently. It is the beautiful story of how a seed germinates and pushes towards the light up through the soil. How plants are incredibly persevering in their quest to reach the light. This says that for this week, our focus, a key focus of change, is to go for it, to push, 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 because this week we have the opportunity to make a big leap forward towards the light. And the light represents whatever your project is, your purpose, an achievement or a goal that you're working towards, but to really make good use of this week to grow and expand and to really get a move on. So this is not a week where we rest on our laurels or we retreat or we recuperate like last week. No, I hope you took recuperation out last week because this is a go, go, go week. Hexagram 46, pushing upward, calls us to put in the effort, to put down worry and stresses about whether we're doing the right thing and to just give energy to the things that are in front of us. So in your business this week, rally your team because you all have this energy. Rally your team to push for the goals that you have set as a team. Create space for the team to really put in the work, to put in the hours, to really put in the effort, and remember to reward them for doing so, for their commitment to the process. And for you as a leader or for you in your personal life, what is the one thing that's on your plate at the moment that needs your attention, that needs your energy, because this week is the week to make fantastic progress towards your goals. Now there are 3 changing lines, and that means we are going to be kept very busy this week. You will find that in weeks where we have no changing lines, or 1 or 2, it's going to be stages of change will evolve, but it won't be so hectic and rapid. Now when we have 3 or more, this tells us that every couple of days, clunk, 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 the cycles are moving forward and we're going through a lot this week. So let's get into what these changing lines are calling us to pay attention to. Our changing line in the 3rd position tells a story of us pushing through an empty city. The empty city represents the old past, the old capital, the old center point of our energy, where we've come from. And the city is abandoned. You can imagine you've arrived at the city, you're trying to push through and you're expecting people to jump out of the turrets and arrive and obstruct your progress and stop you at the gates, and the city is abandoned. And all you have to do is push through and keep moving. So this represents moving forward in your goals and moving through the old past, moving out of and through the thing that was in the old, something that perhaps in your life that you're moving on from, and to push through the old because there is no obstruction to your progress this week in moving through this abandoned city. So the city represents something in you, something in your business that represents the past, the old, and there's no obstruction to you moving forward and through where you've come from. Okay, so just go for it. Our next changing line in the 5th position talks about ascending the mountain. You're in your flow, You're putting in the effort. There are no obstructions to making progress. And all you have to do is go for it. Okay, so that's great. Our first changing line, right? Something of the past we're moving through, no obstruction. This one, something of the past. This one, we're up the mountain. We need to keep persevering. There's a slight caveat here, and the caveat says that when we are making progress and we're in our flow and we are going up the mountain and we're feeling great, what we can do is we can get reckless and try and run and let's sprint to the finish. We're so close to the finish. We're so close to making this big progressive movement forward. Let's just have a race to see who can get to the finish first. And this changing line says there's no obstructions, but you still need to put one foot in front of the other. That is how we climb mountains. And then the last changing line in the 6th position says, you've reached a culmination. This is not the time to stop. It's like we've got to the summit. Okay, we've gone up this mountain and we've got to the summit. We're like, oh, now we can relax. No, we have to keep persevering. So there's a sense here this week that despite the successes we may meet as we go through this week, that this is a week where we push and we put in the effort and we go, 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 go. Okay, so remember my words. Don't rest on your laurels. Don't race to the finish. Be persevering, but persevering, putting one foot in front of the other. That is how plants grow. That is how you ascend mountains. We don't race, but we don't stop. And our second or relating hexagram for this week is hexagram 59, dispersing. And this is a beautiful hexagram. You can see at the top that there is wind or wood at the top, and at the bottom we have water. So I want you to visualize warming air blowing across the frozen Arctic or frozen lake. And the warming air slowly and gently melts the locked frozen ice. Got that? And so dispersing tells the story of things that are locked up, that are frozen, that are rigid, that are stuck. Get this beautiful warm wind that blow across them, and that melts the ice and releases the obstacle. It slowly disperses and unravels stuckness. So what this means for us is, as we're going through this pushing upwards and we're putting in the effort this week, and we're sweating and we're working hard, but we're going to get returns, we can also see there's this process of flow where things are starting to melt and get unstuck. It's a gentle, slow process. It's not an explosion of release like we have in some hexagrams. This is a slow and gentle process of the ice melting, the thaw, and the things that are stuck in the ice being liberated and opened up so we can start moving. Okay, anything that's locked or fixed starting to become liberated. Make sure you've gone and had a look at the monthly overview for August, the well, to see what the month as a whole is asking us to pay attention to. Remember to trust your life. Just because we're talking about particular flows of change here on the channel doesn't mean that your life isn't going through its own cycles of change. Trust yourself, trust your life. Remember to join us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for our daily stories. You get your daily dose of I Ching insight every day. And of course, it'd be wonderful that if you've not yet done so, subscribe, like, share, comment. All those engagements with me help us to grow this channel, grow the podcast, and of course, allow us to expand our opportunity to talk about the I Ching. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you soon.